Hello everyone, my name is Brad and this is the IEOR 190 assignment. So I'm going to be talking about the top 10 famous predictions that did not come true. In this video I'll be addressing the top 5 from class, and in the next video I'll be addressing the top 5 that I found on my own. So to start out with, the logic for choosing these predictions. So I broke it down into three main things. The first is if these predictions had come true, meaning if these people were right, what would the world look like today? So put another way, what is the impact of disproving these predictions? The next thing I looked at was the person or entity making the prediction. So in order for these predictions to be valid, the person has to be reputable and they have to be at the top of their field. And then the last thing I looked at is how many lives have been either saved, made better, or made worse by proving these predictions wrong. So we'll see cases of both where because these predictions were proved wrong, millions of people died or millions of people were saved. So the last thing is really looking at how these predictions have shaped or influenced the human condition. So to start out with the top 5 from class. Number 1, there is not the slightest indication that nuclear energy will ever be obtainable. It would mean that the atom would have to be shattered at will. This was made by Albert Einstein, arguably the greatest scientist of all time. He developed 2 pillars of modern physics, and this turned out to be wrong. The atomic bomb was made by splitting the atom, and it killed millions of people during World War II, which is arguably the most brutal war ever fought, and it also ended the war, and it may have contributed to saving actually a lot of lives down the line, because had the war continued, many more people may have been killed. But either way, the atomic bomb contributed to a lot of lives being lost. And there's also a lot of energy that you can gain from splitting an atom, and so we may be able to leverage that in the actual future. The next prediction is X-rays will prove to be a hoax, and this was made by Lord Kelvin, the president of the Royal Society, and this is a self-governing fellowship of the world's most distinguished scientists. And X-rays have been instrumental to identifying and diagnosing diseases. Without that imaging, millions of people may have died from certain conditions that couldn't have been found out if it weren't for X-rays. So in this case, X-rays have saved millions of lives, and of course, Lord Kelvin's prediction was wrong. The next thing is the prediction number 3 is about radio, and it says the wireless music box has no imaginable commercial value. Who would pay for a message sent to no one in particular? So this was made by associates to David Sarnoff. He led the Radio Corporation of America. And there's really two things about this. First, radio has been the main medium through which people have spread information, and being able to spread information very quickly is crucial, whether it be in terms of health or just in terms of something politically. But while it may not have a direct link to actually saving lives, having access to quick information can save a lot of lives and can also better the human condition. So interestingly enough, radio is the second most powerful medium in the U.S., reaching 59% of the U.S. population daily. So it's become a massive industry and a massive commercial industry at that. So this prediction was proved to be wrong. The second to last one is about smoking. So it says, if excessive smoking actually plays a role in the production of lung cancer, it seems to be a minor one. This was made by W.C. Hooper, the director of the National Cancer Institute. So here's a person who is at the top of his field and is at the top of the Cancer Institute, and he said that smoking doesn't really have a big impact, but obviously it does. So the cancer death rates have been increasing over the past 60 years or so, and much of this might be due to something like smoking. But today, as a result of this prediction being proved wrong, there's a lot of initiatives like the tobacco-free movement or initiative that's been going around, and it's really been helping people to stop smoking, because we realize that this prediction was in fact wrong. So there's a lot of lives that have been affected by this prediction, and a lot of lives that will hopefully be saved in the future as a result of us disproving this. Then the last prediction is no, it will make war impossible, and this was a response to the question, will this gun not make war more terrible? And the gun they were talking about was the machine gun. So the machine gun, since the invention of the machine gun, World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, all the wars over in the Middle East, millions of people have been killed. So this is worse than the human condition, and it has made war not impossible, but it has possibly made war even worse. So an estimated 120 million people have died in wars in the 20th century alone. So, advances in modern technology and in different types of warfare have made war even worse. And in this case, disproving this prediction has actually worsened the human condition in many respects. So, that is the top 5 predictions that I found from class, and that was my logic for them. Thank you for listening, and go Bears.